It's your boy, Jeff Jones.
It is the one and only upset specialist, Mr. Thomas Boykin.
Yeah. Always and forever who, Mr. Mike Jones.
And this is 234 Sports Talk. Fellas, let's talk about it.
Let's get it.
Ooh. All right, as we look at the NFL, a lot of games on yesterday, a lot of surprises. This point of the season, fellas, who do you think are the top 5 teams in the NFL so far?
Right now, as it stands, I think Frisco's back to resurgence. Even though they lost yesterday, Baltimore's still there. Kansas City still there. Detroit still there. And my sleeper team. Who would be my sleeper team? I think the sleeper team right now, as it stands, the hotness, I want to say Pittsburgh, but the sleeper might be Cleveland.
Ooh.
The sleeper might be Cleveland.
I didn't hear you say Dallas in there, upset specialist.
Come on, man. Until they show me the ability to beat a Frisco or a Philly or somebody or a Kansas City, you won't hear me say Dallas. Especially after that shellacking they took at Frisco, you won't hear me say Dallas. Just the way it is. They're good against mediocre teams and they stink against great teams. You can't I was listening to shows earlier today. You can't be great winning 2 playoff games in 8 years. There's no way I could classify you as great. Plain and simple. What you got on them, Jay? Who you got?
Well, I was gonna say not in any particular order, but I'm gonna go ahead on and seed them. I'm gonna go with my Eagles, man.
I forgot about them. Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna be my number one team, man. You know, sometimes they do play down to talent, but one thing that they consistently got, I think, is that defense, that defensive line. They got the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball, and so I like Philly at one. I like now. This was a toss up, but I'm gonna go with San Francisco as my second team. You know, I think they had a little hiccup in the road, man. I think they didn't got Purdy back straight. So I think they are the second best team in the NFL.
And they got Debo back, so they pretty much right now.
Yeah. I think they back in the thick of things. And thirdly, man, I really like Detroit. I really like me some Detroit. Hey. I was gonna put them in second, but then until they, I'm just waiting for them to fail on me, but fall on me. But I got them at 3. And as far as the fourth team, I'm gonna go to the AFC, and I like Baltimore, regardless of the loss. Like you said, Thomas, I still look at them as a major threat to go far in the playoffs. And fifth, I'm looking at 3 teams, man, for that fifth spot, and one is Kansas City. Much as I hate to say Kansas, Buffalo, Miami, and let me throw one other team in there, man, Cowboys. So out of those,
why?
Out of those 4 teams, man, I think I'm gonna look at I'm gonna throw the Cowboys in there, man. I'm going pretty much all NFC teams, man.
Wow, you just throw the Super Bowl champs under the bus, huh?
Yeah, man.
Wow. Wow.
What you think about it, Jeff?
I'm looking at number one. I think you got to go with. It's a toss up between the Eagles and the Niners. I'm kind of torn between those two, but I think
scratch the sleeper for me because that would be
Man,
Philly will be in that 5. Yeah,
I think
Philly
you
got
got
to
to
be in
go.
that 5.
Yeah, I think you got to go with Philly. I think you got to go with Philly right now at number 1. I would go with the Niners at number 2. Uh, number 3, that's tough. I'm gonna throw KC over at number 3. And then number 4, I'd probably have to go with I'm gonna say the Ravens. I'd go with the Ravens at number 4, and then I'd go with Detroit at number 5.
That's still a solid. That's still a solid 5. Even if you change up the order, it's still a solid 5.
Yeah. So we're all about in the same
About the
ballpark
same
with
boat.
the top 5 pretty much.
Minus Dallas.
Yeah, you guys, what's up, man? You guys don't feel it
No.
the Dak
No.
thing. I mean, what's up?
Well,
Only
put it this
because
way. Let's put it in perspective. You just put your top 2 on the top of Mount Rushmore. You just put Philly and Frisco on the top of your Mount Rushmore. What did Dallas do against Philly and Frisco?
Yeah, they wrote a blank check. They wrote a blank check.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. 4 is not made for big moments.
Ooh, wow.
4 is not made for big moments.
Yeah.
You know the problem with the Dallas Cowboys is their resume. When you look at the resume, I mean, of course, they just destroyed the Giants on Sunday, 49-17. But the problem with the Cowboys, and we've said this, a lot of people might get upset, but they got a soft schedule, and they beating up on these teams that ain't really good teams. But when it comes to playing the elite teams, then they get exposed. So until they can beat the elite teams, I can't really go all in on the Dallas Cowboys. Are they a good team? Yeah, they're a good team. Definitely, you can't deny that.
They have talent, yes, but they got some work to do, a lot of work to do. And Micah Parsons is saying, well, we're not far off, dude. You're not even in the ballpark yet. You're not even in the ballpark yet.
Listen here, Thomas, about the Cowboys. One thing that I think you said you had a problem with the Cowboys was Dak, his accuracy. I get that part, but now he's starting to use his legs a little more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He's
he is
starting to
doing
take
that.
off a little bit, and that's just coaching. And I think he's starting to see the bigger picture now. Hopefully, he does that when they play the Eagles and the 49ers. Now he did it against the Giants, but I need to see more of that against those top echelon teams.
But here's the other kicker. You still threw an interception against the 2-7 team. Come on, man. You look like a world beater against Philly. You don't throw no interceptions. You throw for 370 and lose, but you look good. Now you come throw for 400 and you throw a pick against a team that you shouldn't even throw a pick against. So which Dak are you? So, I mean, I don't get me wrong. Dak he's not elite. He's good, but he's not elite.
Right.
For regular season games, he's good. But for when I'm trying to go deep in on a playoff run, he's not that guy.
Right. I agree.
Well, fellas, my next question, since we staying here, talking about these Dallas Cowboys, do you all feel that they are a legitimate threat? When you look at you Skip Bayless, and Mike Irvin, them guys feel like Dallas is the most lethal offensive team in football, and then they talk about how good their defense is. Do you guys really feel that these guys are a threat? Are they gonna make some noise come playoff time?
No. They might do the same thing they did last year. Win the first round against a sorry team and then get blasted the second round. Typical Cowboys. But as far as being a threat to the upper echelon, nah. We gonna see this week, because I don't think we gonna see. I think they play Detroit here soon. I don't think they'll beat the Lions. I don't think they'll beat the Lions. That's just me.
I'm like this, man. If the Cowboys are serious, like you said, Thomas, they should get it. Well, they will make the playoff, and they should win that first game. But if all of those other teams that we mentioned, the 49ers, the Eagles, the Lions, if they all make it in the playoffs, that may be the only one game that Dallas win, because I can't see them
They
beating
might
none
win
of those teams in the playoffs.
No, because I guarantee you, if it comes down to seeding, Detroit right now is looking like a 3, a solid 3.
Yeah.
Which means they're going to play a home game in Detroit.
Yep.
Dallas is not going to get that luxury because they're not going to win the division, because Philly's going to win that division.
And I'm going to tell you another thing about the Cowboys. The Cowboys, they, like you said, Tom, you said it earlier, they can't handle pressure. And I'm not talking about in-game pressure. They just can't handle the pressure of a big game. They just can't do it. They fold. You know what I mean? And when they make that game bigger than what it is, they can't play.
No, it becomes a execution factor. You got to understand, just like if you look at the game at Philly, let's for example, this last game they played at Philly, it's 4th down, is 8 seconds left in the game. Why are you going to throw a ball to the 3-yard line and expect your receiver to go through 8 guys to get to the goal line? When you got CeeDee Lamb that's, what, 6'2", 6'3", throw the ball up in the end zone and let him make a play.
Yeah, I agree. But man, ever since Tony Romo, man, when he was playing, man, fumbling the ball, it just pressure for that team. I don't know how they get over that pressure part of the to win playoff games. It seemed like, I don't know.
You know when all this started?
When?
All this started after they let go of Jimmy Johnson. Keep in mind, Jimmy Johnson took them from nobody and won 3 straight. Well, he won the first one, and then Switzer took them to the other 2. But the mindset of the Cowboys back then was Jimmy Johnson. It had nothing to do with Barry Switzer. It was all Jimmy Johnson. Now, once that regime left and everything slowed down, you haven't heard nothing from the Cowboys since. I'm still trying to figure out how they got the moniker of America's team. I'm still trying to figure that out.
I mean, back in the 60s and 70s, they were.
In the 70s, we owned the Cowboys. What are you talking about?
I mean, I get that part. But Cowboys got some good history, man. And that was the only team that,
no question.
And that was the only team that you saw on television. Look, we didn't have cable back then, but we was getting the Cowboys.
Of course. Now that I'm not going to deny. The Cowboy history is very relevant. No question. But my Steelers in that era owned the 70s. We own that.
And then you know what? Come to think of it, and then what? The Packers own the 60s,
Definitely.
pretty
And
much.
there was a
Lombardi. Yes, sir.
I think if you take a poll, and ask, if you all go all through America and ask people that watch football, they'll probably a majority of them probably will say that they like the Dallas Cowboys, and I think that's why the reason why they got that title, America's team.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Dallas Cowboy fans.
But I'm like Janet Jackson. What have you done for me lately?
All right, fellas, we've talked about it. Until the next time, it's been 234 Sports Talk. You can catch us right here on YouTube. You can catch us on X. You can catch us on TikTok. You can catch us on Instagram. Till next time, peace. We out.
Peace.